Alright, the more daunting part is now done. I got both legs for rim made. Now what I did with this is that I did the reinforcements all the way up to the very upper part of the knee and leaving basically the whole upper thigh section of both legs free so they can be manipulated to the proper shape I need because the next part I need to build is the pelvis, which will connect the legs to the rest of the body. And of course, to do that and to have it be easy as possible, I have it so the upper thighs are not reinforced. Once I build the pelvis area and actually get the legs connected, then I'll go in there and properly reinforce everything and whatnot. And as you can tell, I believe this one has the more proper shape, while this one's more of a oval shape. So that's why I left the upper sections just being totally free, so I can properly manipulate it when I build the pelvis section. Now for the pose I'm going to be doing, again, it's going to be a simple pose. Basically, the rim model that's in the game is going to be the exact same pose I'm going to choose to have this rim at. I might manipulate the fingers to where she can handle her morning star, I believe is what you call it. But I still have to make the handle for that out of a PVC pipe and whatnot. But this is the pose I'm going to make, and I did rectify the other problem that I did in the first video where it was freaking secondary girl, not best girl, but yeah. Well, that in there, well, there's two more daunting tasks that I have to work with. One is the eye socket and whatnot, and that's because the eyes, the actual irises that make up her eyes, are a floating object. Now you can't see it in the actual mobile game because well, you can't really zoom into the model and whatnot. So at this distance, you can't tell that the eyes are actual floating objects. But with the actual model pulled out and actually just in its normal state, you can clearly see they're a floating object. The easiest solution I can think of is just add an extra mesh piece right here to where it just basically fills in the eye socket and then just somehow either fuse the irises and whatnot to the actual mesh, or just have a nice little sketch so I can just easily attach the pieces to the new, or just easily hot glue the eyes to the mesh. But my blender skills are atrocious, and hopefully the guy that does the posing and whatnot can actually rectify this. If not, then I'll just have to think of a solution that I can do manually. I most likely have a few ideas in my head, but I'm not at the point where I need to really worry about it. The only real part I have to start worrying about is, give me a second, let's see if I can get this to, the only part I have to really start worrying about is, come on, this little connection area right here that connects the upper part of her body to the lower part of her body. This little outline right here, from basically this little outline, like so, and whatnot like this, is the whole little pelvis region and whatnot. Now as you can tell, this little plate here that connects the upper and lower sections of rim, it basically goes into the pelvis area. And I gotta figure out a solution for that. The reason why I'm saying this is because as you may note, I did a upload a few months back on trying to do a life-size Shirley. I still want to build it, but the guy hasn't gotten around to it. Now, of course, this is way before Corona Chan made her presence known. So I do expect about like a month or so wait to get everything done, but it's been 2-3 months now, so I don't know at this point. He did say he was going to work on the formers for this one, but I don't know at this point, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to do what. So I'm going to end up doing this most likely all manually myself, which isn't much of a problem because again, I'm doing a very simple pose that I really don't need to be. That doesn't really need to be used in Blender and whatnot. Since again, what I'm doing is completely basic. The only thing I really wanted was just formers, but I managed to get by with the leg, so I should hopefully be able to figure something out, but I am still holding out hope that he will actually come through and actually resolve a few of these issues, or at least help me out some like he has in the past. But if not, I can muddle through and figure out my own solutions. I mean, I've built multiple figures in the past without any help, so it shouldn't be too difficult for me to do this one neither. And for, I guess for reference, what I'm talking about is my life-size Mass Effect 3 Jack, Taiga, the life-size Kirimi, the life-size Yondir-chan, which I destroyed for obvious reasons, and a few other models I can't think of off the top of my head. So, I'm not totally helpless and I'm not totally stupid when it comes to these things, but having a friend that can actually properly pose and work in Blender is a godsend. But again, hopefully he comes through.